Doom 2 is one of the most divided sequels to a classic ever. Ever since its release, it's a matter of discussion, with people calling it a game with bad level design, while the rest called it great sequel, even better than the original one. Since the original Doom release, the FPS changed forever, so people were hyped about Doom 2, especially since it was sold in stores, finally. Due to the success of Doom 1, Doom 2 development were from 8 to 10 months only. So was that enough to make it better than the original? I'd recommend that you see my Doom 1 video so we can compare the two. Alright, bring cover something and let's go. Doom 2 takes it by the books, which is don't innovate much, just make everything better, and I mean everything. Now, playing it by the books isn't always a bad thing. In fact, sometimes it can be helpful and be better than the original product, like Assassin's Creed Brotherhood or Battlefield 4 for me. Sure, it can be draining sometimes and lack innovation, but as for Episode 1, that's not the case. Combat and design have extended and widened quite well, and that couldn't been done without building on the original product. One of the most needed things in Doom 1 were enemy variety. Doom 2 have number of new enemies, and one of the most special ones are the Heavy Dude. He is a hit scanner, so that means he will hit every shot as long as you are in his view. I like him since he adds a bit more of a challenge. Revenant are a neat idea. He can either throw normal fireballs or homing one, meaning it will follow you. He is a cool addition, but sometimes it felt unfair to put him in a place crowded with enemies. Mancubus or Mr. Fat is one of the best ones. He throws 2 fireballs, which can be very highly damaged if you're not careful. I saved the last 2 for the last because they are very dangerous. Archviles are some of the deadliest enemies in any game, because he can tank your health with locking on into you. Your only hope is break out of his sight before he completes his attack. I like him when he's near, but I hate it when the game sometimes give him cover, as if he's not already hits like Mike Tyson. Lastly, and the worst one, is Pain Elementals. My god, do I hate these. He basically spawns Lost Souls or the Fire Skulls, which is one of the most annoying enemies, like every 7 seconds or so. And when it dies, it spawns 2 extra Lost Souls with charging attacks, and even himself can damage you. I like the idea if it was a bit toned down, but as for the application, easily the worst enemy in this game and the previous one. Now, encountering these enemies unfortunately can be done in only one new gun, and that is the Super Shotgun. As for the gun itself, it's great and reliable, and perhaps my most used gun in this game. But having no new guns? Why? So that's it about the enemies and the new guns. So to the important question, how is the combat? Excellent, even better than the original one. Having higher count of enemies and have a few new ones like the hit scanners made me think 100 times before picking my fights. And it is satisfying as hell once you get used to it. Well, you have to get used to it, otherwise you're dead. Doom have always been a mix of shooting and puzzle solving, so you cannot fumble one and do the other one better. It is good in episode 1. Yes, in fact it's great, even better than the original game's episode. Design is more open and better than the first game, and it escaped the maze design of Wolfenstein completely. And even some of the close missions like the Gauntlet is just well designed, and you don't get lost in it. It's very consistent throughout the whole levels. Some missions got new ideas like Death Symbol, which you are thrown at tons of enemies to deal with by perfecting your maneuver tactics, or Mission 8, you got 8 doors or something from the beginning, and each door has a challenge. Some depends on platforming and soft puzzles, some challenge your maneuver skills, while other wants you to be a complete badass by being thrown at a million enemies for you to kill. Missions like the Pit highly depends on backtracking, and that's how you do backtracking. Simply by pressing switches and go open something makes sense. Heard that Tomb Raider 3? Sense. Missions like Mission 10, Refueling Base, really summons Doom 2 the best, by having open areas with lots of enemies and opening doors and switches to make your way through. So that summons episode 1. It's just great and near perfection, if not is. More balanced shooting and harder than Doom 1, bigger and more innovative design which escapes the maze design idea completely. However, I don't like the darkness in this game, and sometimes it can be a bit more of the same. Nevertheless, great episode overall and easily the best in this game and the previous one. Episode 2 and 3 is different than episode 1. As for 2, the game tries its luck with more open cities, and as for 3, the game tries something familiar, and that is hell. Well, the quality overall here drops harder than a 500 pounds guy in a swimming pool, but stays fun overall. Let me explain. I can't say that I don't like the city design missions, at least they tried to do something new, and I did appreciate and enjoyed it. However, I hate how this game can be a guess game. Sometimes it's not clear what platform can go up, like this level here. Go here to lift it, then wait for it to go back up, and then go to the next one to lift it, then go near it to lift it down for the next area to open. What the f? Same thing can be seen here. Why is it not going up now? But when I come to it after a while, it does. Matter of fact, why is it going up in the first place? Why all of these walls cannot be entered, but this one I can? It's just bizarre. Also, many times in this game that you trigger the progress point if you reach place by the developers to trigger the progress point. Like, what does me being here have to do with this door or place being open? And that shit happened a lot. It's really not clear what wall or platform can go up or not. It's just a guessing game. First game didn't have me guessing like that. Almost never. What happened in this one? That's a really design flaw. Also, this game relies too much on stuff you can't see while being above to make jumps and stuff. How am I meant to see the right path? Design is really a mixed bag here, but definitely leans more towards bad or weird design. Throw a bunch of on the wall and see what sticks. Missions like the Citadel have some of the better designed areas, and there are some of the early city levels that can be enjoyed. Stuff like the Chasm are really to be admired to how fun it can be played with this whole ledge running. Like, I know it's not the best designed out there, but my god is it nice, and the game filled with design like this to fresh things up. Well, it comes with a fair share of bullshit, of course. Here why I love Doom 2. It's easily better than the design, but hold up, even the combat still have many problems. It's not fair, and most of the times the game just throws millions of enemies at you at one place, or teleporting to an area filled with enemies only to instantly die, or fighting on ledges and stuff. When I entered the barrels level, I didn't have much health, and the game didn't give me any health like the other missions, so I was puzzled of what should I do. Then, with workaround, I managed to solve it. But hey, once these things happen, I would just click one button, and that is the F9 to load the game and enjoy what other fun and enjoyment this game has for me. Like, I cannot not enjoy missions like mission 18, open area filled with enemies for you to slaughter, and of course teleporting to similar areas equally as fun. Missions like Gotcha, I had to make two big enemies fight each other by hiding behind a wall to make their guns and aiming sight line on each other, and then finish what little health left from them, or sniping enemies from afar in mission 31. In short, you can almost never go wrong with the combat in this game for me. Dare I say, I even enjoyed the unfairness and how brutal the design and combat can be. Final boss is just badly designed by throwing millions of enemies for you to avoid and hit him in the head with a rocket launcher, like 3 times. It's wrong in many ways and weird ending to this journey. However, you have 2 secret missions, both of them are in the world of Wolfenstein. As for the first mission, it's pretty simple. It's basically the first map of Wolfenstein with Doom 2 upgraded graphic. It's nice seeing Wolfenstein and World War II in Doom, but it bothers me that they choose this mission since nothing ever happened in it. Second mission is just few enemies and a boss fight from the main game. Disappointing secret missions overall, but I guess that's a secret missions for a reason. In short, both episode 2 and 3 levels are the best and the worst levels at the same time. It can be annoying with some weird puzzles that make no sense or completely hidden walls and areas that you can never know the right path unless you're lucky, but most of the times you can do workaround to understand it. Thankfully, I played Tomb Raider before playing Doom, so many of the puzzles that annoyed people or the fighting didn't really annoy me that much. Once you enter the designer's brain, I felt like there wasn't much difficulty even with the design. But overall, combat and that difficulty, at least for me, is just dumb fun that I couldn't hate. In fact, I praised it while playing and had a blast. But truth gotta be told, this is bad design overall. And enjoyment isn't everything, and I know how frustrating it can be to some people. Do I wish they kept episodes 1 design? Yes. Is episode 2 and 3 well made? No. Is it fun? Heck yeah, at least for me. I genuinely feel puzzled towards this game. It's just sad how little time they had, because this is easily could have cleared the original and wipes the floor with it if it kept the design of episode 1. In so many ways, Doom 2 and Tomb Raider 2 are similar in a way. Original game makes too much money, therefore make a sequel fast. Both of these games were developed in a short time, 8 to 10 months for Doom 2, 6 to 8 months for Tomb Raider 2. Both are much harder than the original one. Both games, when they reach their highest points, cleans the original product, but have very low points that just take it down a lot. And both games were criticized for being more of the same. Now, as for enjoyment, I definitely enjoyed this one better than the original one and had a great time with it, no problem. But just saying this is better than the original is just wrong in my opinion. Very wrong. If you're going into it, lower your expectations and maybe give it a try if you are patient like me. Otherwise, leave it. This game took me 6 hours and 47 minutes to finish. That is almost 1 hour longer than Doom 1, most of which were very fun but badly designed in episode 2 and 3. So that's it. Thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed this one, check Doom 1 video and take care.